about model castings not too long ago, and I had a bunch of people replying and saying it was super helpful and would want to know more. And I also had a lot of people who reached out to me about like where can they apply, and they want to do like fashion show modeling. I just want to do a video where I kind of like summarize this whole thing because it's much more complex, and I wish I had time to reply to everyone and to explain everything in detail so then they can understand like how this whole thing works. So I thought it would be helpful to do a video about model castings and about like where can you apply, where should you apply, and some like tips and ideas to like send a professional application. One of the most asked questions were where can they apply and where can they send their portfolio so I can see it and use it for future jobs. So basically it's very important to know, first of all, like what type of job you want to apply for. And oh my god, I'm like kind of like an HR person at this point. What kind of modeling job you're applying for, and if that job fits with the person's like portfolio that you're applying to. So for example, I am a Paris-based casting director, model casting director. Yeah, I rarely work with actors. I am planning on maybe shifting that direction, but that's a future thing. I mainly work for luxury brands, and I work on their shows or campaigns, and I do some editorials also, and sometimes e-commerce, and a very few commercial works. So I want to share some of the more important things that is very useful for you when you're applying to a model scout or a casting director. And remember that this is a job. It's not like, I mean, it can be like a hobby for some people, but remember that this is a job and you need to treat it as professionally as you would treat any other jobs. If you're an established model, or if you want to start to be a model, treat it professionally, because it is a job in the end. Like, doesn't matter if you're signed or you're working full-time, or you're, you know, a freelance model and you're working on your own, but it is a job in the end. Like, it can be a nice fun job, but it is a job. So one of the most important things in your portfolio is to have good digital and nice and clear ones where you don't have makeup and a bunch of stuff on you, unless that's like really your style, you know. Always good to have one clear image of your face, like front and then profile, and then you can do like 3/4, but that's like, you know, not super necessary. And then do one full-length photo where you can clearly see your shape. You don't need to send like bikini or underwear pictures to everybody, because a lot of people, like, I don't need to see bikini pictures or underwear pictures. I just need like a nice clean image where you wear something that's like relatively tight, like some like jeans or leggings. That's like the most common to wear, just like a black top and black leggings. And you can wear heels or you can wear flats, doesn't really matter. So this is like the base. So to have at least 2 pictures, front picture and the full body size front picture. If you add anything else in, just be mindful not to put like bajillion pictures, because nobody needs to see that many and it takes a long time to go through all that. It is the same for the portfolio. So if you're doing a portfolio, it is the best to like be very selective of the images that you put into your portfolio. So if you do like 3-5 photo shoots, don't put like all the pictures from all those photo shoots into your portfolio, because no one's gonna go through it all. Like, they might scroll through real quick, but like I usually just look at the first couple quickly, and then if I see that someone sent me a PDF of 72 pages, I'm not gonna look at all, because it takes a long time. Not because I have anything against that person, so it just takes a long time. Also, I am going to say a few quite harsh things, I feel like, but I just want to be very like honest and actually helpful with this, so you can, have the best like outcome. I know it sounds a little bit like mean, but I just really want to be honest and realistic here, so please take that into consideration. For the actual emailing part or the actual writing part of what you should write in there, I do love to read people's like applications, but once again, I don't always have time, and also I'm sure most people don't either, or don't bother to read everything. But I think what is the best for you to do is to keep it very short and to the point, and just like nice and clear and professional. So the most important parts to mention are your full name, or the name that you want to go by, I guess. Like, you can call yourself whatever, but your full name, your age, or you can put your birth year, but you don't need to put your whole birthday unless you're like underage. You need to put like how old are you, and then you can also, you not just can, you should, and you have to put your legal guardian's contact. Yeah, so I do not want to talk to anyone who's underage, so in that case I'll reply to their legal guardian. Very important, you need to write down where you are currently based, the city or the country, or just, Europe or something. If you're in between places, put there that you're like in LA and in New York, or you can put that like you're in like Hong Kong and Shanghai mainly, but that is very important, your location and where you're based. I don't need your full address, like do not send your full address to anybody, please. The other good thing for some casting is to mention your nationality or your ethnicity or your ethnic background, and then your measurements. So your measurements are very important. Your height is one of the most important for most modeling jobs, but also please include your bust, waist, and hips measurements. And a lot of times it's good to put the shoe size, no, the shoe size also. Oh yes, okay. So the other thing I love to see in applications is if you have any particular skills or anything particular to know about you, like for example if you're a singer or you can sing, or if you have any acting skills, if you play any sports, or if you're good at anything really, if you play instruments, or I don't know if you do any like activism. I had castings like that where I needed to find people who do certain type of activist work. So that's, always good to just put your general like interest, or if you're studying anything, that is very nice and helpful, because there is a lot of like very particular castings where they ask for very particular skills or people. So I think that's always good to mention, but like keep it nice and short. Super important, your social media, mainly your Instagram, and a lot of times now they want TikTok as well. I think nobody cares about Twitter or X. If you're signed with any agency, please write your agent's name and their email, so in that case I can directly contact your agent. And then if you want to mention in the end any previous like work experience, or if you have any experience, or if you don't, but if you write down like you're interested in doing this and this and this, or if you already walked any shows, like doesn't matter if it was in your home country or wherever, but just like write down briefly your experience. So that's basically the type of email or like model application that you should be sending to any casting directors or model agents or scouts. And if you would like to send me your portfolio, you can see my email in the description below, or you can also go on my Instagram and there's a little like email button and you can click on it, and then you can send me your portfolio to that email. I receive all of them. So you can also reach out to me on Instagram. If you don't want to send a full email, you can just DM me like 2 pictures and like super quick like info about you. I also save those. And if you're sending an email, please write like model application and your name, or just model application, so I know what it is for. I honestly try to reply to everyone as quick as I can. Most of the times I check like everything that people send me like very quickly. I just like open it and quickly go through it, but I usually sit down to like get back to everybody like all at once. So I kind of do this like once a month, let's say, unless if I see some application or like if there is anything ongoing, I kind of just remember everybody and then I reach out to those people, so you won't miss anything. It doesn't matter when I check my my emails or my DMs. I kind of do this because I don't want to like have that on my mind all the time, but I like to do time blocking. So whenever I sit down to reply to all the applications, I usually write that your portfolio is well received. If you have any questions, if it's not too long, I try to answer you. And also I usually say that if there is any suitable casting for you, I will reach out to you. So what does this mean? Obviously, I do not have all the casting jobs in the world. I won't be able to give you a job right away. Oh, I sound so sarcastic, I'm so sorry. So just for you to understand the work process, it is my work process, but I'm pretty sure a bunch of casting directors do the exact same thing. Whenever I have any castings, depending on the type of job, I will send out the casting request to agencies, and I will also check my email and my DMs with all the applications that I file on my emails. And if I have anybody who suits that particular casting brief, I will send you an email where I explain to you the casting. I might probably ask you for more details. I might ask you for more pictures or videos, and then I'll send those to my client alongside with all the other like agency casting applications and everything. And I would like, if I have already a date, I would check your availability or your location or anything that I would need for that particular casting. And then if the client wants to proceed with the particular person, I will let them know. A lot of times I get back to you if the casting didn't go through, but most of the times if you don't have a reply for a very long time, for like a couple weeks or months, that is obviously the casting didn't go through. So that's just a brief like way to explain to you the whole process, but I try to like communicate as much as I can with everyone. Also, something very important to mention is that I do remember everybody who sends me any applications. Doesn't matter if it was 5 years ago, I remember. Weirdly, I don't know why my brain stores faces and names so well, but I guess that's why I do casting. So what I want to say here is that if you already send me your application, you do not need to send me your application 3 or 4 times in a month or every couple months, because I do remember you. I remember what I told you if I go back to you, and I will reach out to you if there is any casting for you. Like, I'm just kind of saying this because I want you to save some of your time and some of my time, so then, you know, we are on the same page and nobody feels like, you know, not like someone's like I'm not replying to someone, because I do feel bad when I don't reply to someone. And then another thing, I do not reply to people who send me very unprofessional applications. I do understand that a lot of times the people who are reaching out to me are quite young and don't have much experience, but I think it's very important to educate yourself how you should reply to or how you should apply to anything. What I don't reply to is when people just send me a message, I want to model, or when people just send me like, hey, I want to model, and then I don't have any name or any, their Instagram is private, nobody sends me pictures, I don't have any contact, they don't ask like, hey, where can I send my portfolio or anything. I'm not gonna bother to ask anything. Or if people just message me like, hey, how are you? Like, I would love to chat, but I reply to my friends or people that I know if they ask me how I am, but I'm not gonna reply to like random messages, or I don't know, I just like don't understand when people do that. But Anyways, all I'm saying is that that takes way too much time. I'm not dealing with that. I don't care if anyone thinks that's rude or whatever. It takes way too much time and I don't want to be mean. I just really love when people are organized and professional, and I am trying to be organized and professional most of the time. So I kind of expect other people to be as well. So that's all I have to say about that. But anyways,